There's always going to be a reason for everything.
Mm-hmm.
A reason for everything. Everything has a bottom line, and it's a reason. There's a very good reason why the Western civilization, what we call Judeo-Christian civilization, Europe and the Western civilization, English-speaking countries of the world, are being flooded by the mentally retarded, extremely uh, and profoundly ignorant religion, probably the most ignorant, ill-informed, profoundly uh,
And
anti-human religion on the
brutal.
face
They're
of the earth.
just brutally against
Brutally
humans. Yeah,
ignorant,
right,
ill-informed, unread.
right. And against women too.
Oh, they're against everything that's of any human value,
Right,
except marrying 8-year-old girls. They don't
right,
mind that.
right.
They don't. The grown men don't mind marrying, and in Islam they have a particular belief system that you can rent a marriage for 24 hours. You have to pay money to the you have to pay money to the religious leader in your town, and something to the parent of the little girl, and you can rent her for the night.
To have
Do you
sex
know
with her.
that? That's right.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can
And
do
it's
that, and
just to have sex with her.
that's of course.
Oh my
It's
God.
called a marriage. It's called a temporary marriage,
Oh my God.
so that the man can interact with the little girl as if she were his wife.
And probably the little girl has no say in it.
No, the little girl has nothing. She doesn't know anything. She's
And
only 8 years old.
do the parents get money to
That's
do
right.
that?
Parents get
Oh,
money, and
that's awful.
it's part of the Islamic religion.
Oh my God.
That a man, if you're an Islamic man, a Muslim, you can rent a little girl. All you got to do is go to your religious leader in the mosque, and you have to pay money, and then and then part of that has to go to the family, and it's called a temporary marriage for 24 hours. You have to bring her back in 24 hours. Well, I don't know,
That
it's
blows
just,
my mind.
yeah,
It
but it's
just blows
true.
my mind. That's
It's
awful.
true. And so that's why you have the Muslims, that want to cover their wives up in black. I mean, it's extraordinary when you begin to look at the insanity,
Yeah.
human insanity that goes on in the world of religion. And my God, don't get me started on that. That's a 5-hour dissertation on religion.
Yeah, we'll have to have another conversation on that. But,
Yeah.
a lot of my friends and I, we're worried about the Muslim
Oh, I know.
infiltration and,
Well, let
what's
me
going to
go back and
happen.
tell you about that and watch what happens. Well, that's how they're pushing us into a war, because the civilization, Western civilization, is up to its throat with this bullshit we call Islam, and all the murder, the violence, and even the ones who are not violent are doing nothing about it. That's
Right,
something you need to keep in mind.
right.
We talk about, oh, well, the great majority of the Islamic people and the Muslims are peace loving. My point is, how come the great majority of peace loving, wonderful Muslims ain't said a word?
Well, they're afraid to because, their people will kill them if they speak
That's
out against
exactly
them.
right. It's the same reason why today in the Christian world, Christians, they'll say nothing about the Vatican
Right.
and the Vatican's connection to Adolf Hitler and the murder and the Inquisitions of pouring hot lead down the mouth of children and
Right.
the Inquisitions and cutting the people's heads off and
The
putting torture chambers
Satanism and blood
and all
sacrifices of
kinds.
children and
Exactly.
everything.
That's
Right.
it.
Right.
So, but the Christians won't say anything about that. We just
No.
go to church and put your money in and keep your mouth shut.
Right.
Why? Because we know that if we say anything, we're gonna get it too.
Right.
And the Jews are equally as guilty. The Jews will not say anything about Karl Marx V.I. Lenin, Trotsky, all the revolutionary Jews who have murdered, rent, and raped and killed Russian Christians, European Christians, blood sacrifices. The Jews are killing people in Israel today, but the Jewish people will say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say anything. Why? Well, because you'll be a racist, or you'll be
Right.
anti-Semitic, or you'll be homophobic, or something. You'll be something. So
Right.
keep your mouth shut, because your own people will cut your head off. Your
Right.
own people will kill you. So therefore, it's a fail-safe mechanism.
Right. George.
Christianity will go along with anything the Christians do. The church will go, and whatever the church says, that's what Christians will do. Well,
Right.
whatever the president says, that's what the military will do.
Jordan, do you think that this Third World War, do you think this is Armageddon from the Bible?
Well, it very well, yeah, I
They're
think so.
orchestrating it for that. They're
Yeah,
setting up for that, right?
yeah. Mhm.
And then they'll bring in their false antichrist and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
They can
The
do
whole
that.
world and the whole new world order, and but the frightening part about it for me, the thing that scares me, is the fact that the human race won't even notice. They
Oh,
won't even
no.
know.
No, that's why they'll be deceived. They'll be
They'll be
deceived by
totally
all of
deceived.
it.
That's right.
And Jesus said everybody would be deceived.
Well, there it is. So the whole world lies in the power of the wicked one. Well,
Right.
and so the scripture talks about how in Luke, I think it is, where the devil takes Jesus to the pinnacle of the temple. That's a very important subject right there. A 2 hour discussion on that one subject
Mm-hmm.
of the pinnacle of the temple. But anyway, we're told that Jesus is taken to the pinnacle of the temple by Satan, the devil, and the devil says to Jesus, "If you will bow down and do one act of worship to me, I will give you all the kingdoms of the world."
Right.
Well, first of all, what was the answer? Does Jesus say, "Oh no, you're just full of crap. You don't own the nations of the world"? No, he just said, "No, I'm not about to do that."
Right.
Well, then that means that when Satan says to Jesus, "I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world," he said that because he's got all the kingdoms of the world.
Right.
And all the kingdoms of the world, it doesn't say in the Bible, I've read it many times, it doesn't say Satan said, "I will give you all the kingdoms of the world, except, of course, America, because I don't have that one.
Right.
I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world, except Great Britain." No,
No,
no.
so that implies that Satan owns all the kingdoms of the world.
Period. End of sentence.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
All of it. Good, bad, or ugly, all of it. The whole
Wow.
earth. The
So,
whole world is lying in the power of the wicked one. Well, what that actually means to me is that there is a presence in this world, a dark and evil presence that controls the whole world, period. And that's why the human race is destroying itself, and there's nothing you can do about it because the people are in the clutches of a spiritual darkness that is killing the whole human race. It's called hypnotism.